Right, we're now going to talk about how we actually take a grid reference for when you're either giving coordinates to somebody else so they can find you, or when you're doing route card planning or anything similar. So what you're going to do is we're going to create a 4-figure grid reference, and then we're also going to create a 6-figure grid reference. 4-figure grid reference will give you an accuracy to a whole grid square, and a whole grid square, as hopefully you will know by now, an Ordnance Survey map that we use to walk on will be 1 kilometre by 1 kilometre. So it actually gives us 1 square kilometre accuracy, which isn't brilliant in terms of identifying where you are, but that can be used to get a rough location. Then what we've got is a 6-figure grid reference, and what that does, it gives another tenth on, so it divides each of these grid squares up into 10 more bits this way and 10 more bits this way. So it's a lot more accurate, because that's going to give you an accuracy to 100 metres square, which is still not brilliantly accurate in terms of GPS, but it should give you an indication as to where your feature is or where you need to get to. So what we're going to do first is we need to think about a system to make sure we know which one of our grid lines we use first, and to do that we're going to crawl before we climb. So we always read the eastings first, so the lines that are the ones that face up and down, but the ones that go across the map, and they'll go in this section. And then what we use is our northings next, which is in this instance these lines here, and they're the ones that go up. Now grid reference always go to the bottom left hand corner of the box, so if we were to try and find a grid reference for this square, what we actually use is this location, because you've got one grid line here, look, and you've got another grid line here, and this is obviously north on the map is facing upwards, and then that's east and west. So what we're going to do is we're going to find this coordinate here. So we crawl before we climb, so working our way across, what we've got is 0, 8 is there, so, and what we write in here is 0, 8. Then we're going to go upwards, and it's this grid line we're looking for here. Now that one there says 41, there's 42, look, 41. So this grid square here is going to be 0, 8, 41. Now, how we turn that into a 6-figure grid reference, this is where we can use the ranger on our compass. Now, on these silver compasses, they've got a couple of rangers. They've got a 1 to 50,000 ratio here, and they've got the one that we're going to use for this map, because this is a 1 to 25,000 map. This is a 1 to 25,000 ranger, and what it's got is 10 sections here, broken up to 100 metres at a time to 1 kilometre. So what we're going to do is we'll place our compass on, and we're actually going to find this little location here, which is some form of water feature. So what we're going to do is we'll place our compass on our map, and remember, we crawl before we climb. We know that our grid reference, to our 4-figure grid reference, is 0, 8. So what we do is we drop the 0, 8 onto there, and we know that going upwards, we already know that it's 4, 1. What we're now going to do is add this one and this one in. So our 0, 8 something is measured by, here on the map we line our 0 up with the grid line and we measure across. Now this, we're going to go to the very centre of our little feature, and bang on the first mark is where our feature is. So that's going to be 0, 8, 1. So let's write 0, 8, 1. And then what we do is we twist our compass round, and we use the same ranger, but what we're going to do is go up. So this time we place the compass on there, we can line up 0 with here, and let's see how many it is. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what you always do is you move back to the one before, so you wouldn't do it as 0, 6, you'd move it as 0, 5. All the way between here and here would be classed as just 4, 1, 0, all the way up just to there, and that would be classed as 4, 1, 1. So what we've got is 4, 1, 5. So our grid reference for that feature is 0, 8, 1, 4, 1, 5.